sons of the bayman's land. Put on your armor, clear the land, drive back the tyrant, let death us free. Land of the free, by the carrying rim sing. Thank you. You may be seated. For the invocation, I'd like to call Dr. Janet Parrish, JP, First Vice President.
Almighty and eternal God, we petition your blessing and guidance upon us today as we attempt to work towards upholding peace and justice for the community, for our country, and the world. Guide us, dear Lord, that all our efforts will contribute towards the betterment of humankind, to create peace and order and a better way of life for all. We see peace as more than just the absence of war. We need helpful and healthy relationships among people in homes, in schools, in churches, and in the workplace. Help us to attain these objectives, and we ask these through Christ Jesus, your Son. And all in agreement say, Amen. Thank you.
So I notice we do not have a full house. So I'm not going to ask anyone to get up and give up their seats on this flight. Thank you so much. So we loosen up a little bit. Did you guys get it? All right, good. So we're all on the same page. I was asked to be the MC of this event, and I was I'm really excited, as you can tell. I'm honored to see some of my friends, my fellow associates, and of course, our special guests from Belize. Thank you. We'll jump right into this program. At this time, I'd like to ask our Counsel General, the Honorable Roland York.
Good morning. Good morning. First, allow me to start by paying our respects to the Executive Director of the Church of Scientology, who shared with us activities of the church within this community and the world abroad. They've been doing an exciting job in terms of facilitating those who from a community that are in fact most in need. I thank you very much, ma'am. Secondly, I want to thank those of you who within the last 3 weeks or so have in fact expressed sympathy with respect to the passing of my son. I thank you very much. Thank you. Just very briefly, because it's obvious that you've got quite a long program and you want to see it move along effectively, I want to take this opportunity also of, in fact, introducing or extending greetings, and that will also be done by the appropriate representatives of the organization. But let me once again take the opportunity to introduce the Honorable Michael Peyrefitte, who serves as Attorney General for the country of Belize, Attorney General. Miss Briana Williams, who is in fact the Crown Counsel of Belize. Miss Williams. The Honorable Adrian Madrid, who is the National President of the Justice of the Peace and Commissioner of the Supreme Court of Belize. Mr. Madrid, could you stand and take a bow? Thank you so very much. You know, within the last 60 days, this community, and not only this community, as a matter of fact, but the nation as a whole, have been troubled by what the future lies with respect to the immigration issue of those of us who are obviously troubled by it. I want to say to you that we've been dealing extensively with rumors, and the rumors are obviously serving no useful purpose. And so I want to caution you. For instance, the first statement we found out that was very much untrue was the fact that some 1,800 Belizeans were in fact picked up by the Immigration Department. My friends, we're so far away from the truth. If that had happened, we would have been the first to be notified, and obviously nothing like that took place. I ask that you pay close attention to, and it's hard to identify an appropriate source, but don't jump at the rumors at the first jump, because it might be your last jump. All right? Once again, I thank you. I thank the organization, Mr. Silvano Torres. I thank you so very much for the extension of an invitation to introduce members of the delegation, at least to join them, and hope that you do have a successful program for the remainder of the day. I thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Counsel. I was at the restaurant yesterday, and this little boy from Belize came in, and he was holding his belly. So I asked, Lee boy, you hungry? He said, no, sir, I just want to eat bad. I want to thank our hosts for the breakfast. Let's give them a round of applause. And on that note, I'd like to call Mr. Silvano Torres, JP President. Silvano Torres, please.
Thank you, Fred. Good morning. You like that joke? Too bad I can't make jokes like that. Well, anyway, good morning. For those who don't know me, my name is Silvano Torres, and I'm the president of the JP Association in California. On behalf of this association, I want to thank and welcome everyone present here today, especially the Belize delegation, Counsel General of Belize, Roland York, Church of Scientology and staff, the Honorable Senator Michael Peyrefitte, Crown Counsel Briana Williams, Ms. Linda Lewis, Vice Counsel, and fellow members and guests and associate members of the JP Association. In April 2005, 22 members of the Belizean community in California were sworn in through the Counsel General's office as Justices of the Peace. At the time, the association was led by the late Paul Otherly. We started as a dynamic group doing fundraisers and helping the Belizean community in Los Angeles with signing of Belizean documents, and as the time went by, the membership dwindled to a few dedicated and hardcore members to the JP Association. In 2012, I was nominated as president of the association. Soon after taking the position as president of the JPs, Paul Otherly Paul Otterly's health took for the worse, and he passed away on the summer of 2013. On his last email he wrote to me and Mr. Young, it says, "Thank you, my friends, for arranging such a beautiful transition for a new management of the JPs. I felt much better when I saw the attendance and the beautiful setting at Mars Caribbean restaurants for a change. And now I know that the organization will remain strong and vibrant." At this time, I don't know if Ms. Jenny Otterly is here. She's the late wife of Paul Otterly. Over the years, we have maintained the association very active by doing fundraisers and charities in Belize. We have donated washers, dryers, food items, and finance to Resource Center in Belize City, a place for the mentally ill and homeless. Another organization we have also helped is We Can Fight Hunger in Belize City. To the Octavia Waite Center in Cayo, we have donated many medical items, and also we donated a medical bed worth over $5,000 US. We have also given to the Ruben Magana Casa Chan Can project in San Joaquin, Corozal, a home for the homeless. And Ruben Magana, could you stand up so that everybody knows who Magana is? We also have a full 4-year scholarship program at Wesley High School in Belize City in the name of one of our late members, Dr. Robert E. Bennett. This year, with Ruben Magana's project, Casa Chan Can, we intend to donate to the entire country of Belize a container load of 550 wheelchairs. I know this is a big project, and by the end of the year, I guess it's going to take form, shape. So that's why we need all the JPs to help out in this big project. At the moment, we have 25 boxes of medical uniforms for doctors and patients ready for distribution. And on this note, later on, I would ask the Counsel, the Attorney General, how we can get this to Belize to the proper channels. Looking at our membership, we decided that we could not stay stagnant and that we needed to grow and take on tomorrow's challenges. So the association decided to add new JPs. We needed new members that are willing and ready to run with the JP torch in our American Belizean community. If you're planning to accept the prestigious award of being a Justice of the Peace by name only, then there's no room for you in the new association, because we are going to work. We are going to do something for our Belizean people. As our slogan says, the pen is mightier than the sword. And in the words of John F. Kennedy, which says, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." Thank you very much.
This time I'd like to call on the former Consul General, Mr. Roy Young, Senior JP and Advisor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Good morning, all. I have been given a delightful assignment, that of introducing my very good friend, my president, my fellow JP, my supporter, and my sharer of ideas, and that is the Honorable Adrian, better known as Danny Madrid. Now, the genesis of what is now officially known, because we were registered just a week ago as a non-profit organization, and it's the Belize Association of Justices of the Peace. That's our official name. So what is the genesis? I was appointed Counsel General in 1998, and I found a system where the Counsel General was automatically a Justice of the Peace. And what the Counsel General did was to recommend Belizeans for passport. And so that's what I did. But then I also approved the recommendation that I made. And then I signed the passport that I recommended and approved. And I said, that's uncomfortable. So by that time, my friend Danny had taken over the reins of the Justices of the Peace Association. So I said, Danny, help me out here. We need to change the system. Could you kindly explore the possibilities of appointing Justices of the Peace in the state of California? And Danny said, of course. And I was invited to the general meeting in January of 2005 in Belize. So I excitedly hopped on a plane and I was sworn in. And then later on, 23rd of April that same year, Danny came to California and sworn in some 20 Justices of the Peace. And it is interesting that at that time, the meeting was held at the Scientology College building in Vermont. And here we are today being again facilitated by the Scientology crowd, so we owe them a debt of gratitude. But what about Danny Madrid? We first met in 1989, but we're not that old. And we were elected to the Belize City Council. And Danny and I forged a friendship. Because what I found in Danny was a passion to serve. I was always willing to serve. And so we went on. And I recall that the allowance at that time was something like $203 Belize dollars. And at that time, they prepared a voucher, and you had to put a 3-cent stamp on that voucher. So we ended up with $200, Belize. But what we did with that, we would go and have a few drinks, and we would dispense the rest of the money to our constituencies. But what we talked about was service. How can we better the lives of the Belizeans in Belize City and elsewhere? Danny served 3 terms. As I said, five terms as a city councilor. At that time it was, 3 years, so you're talking about 15 plus years. And he served twice as deputy mayor. I served 2 terms. And I served 1 term as mayor. And at that time, the mayor was getting this fabulous salary of about $700 a month, Belize currency. But, whenever we would meet, it would be, how can we improve the lives of Belizeans? And so we went on, and we found an opportunity in the Justices of the Peace Association. And Danny and I would call each other and said, hey, let's try this, let's try that. It was challenging, but Danny is determined. He's passionate. He told me, I will never give up. And what is his vision? His vision is to have a cadre of Justice of the Peace who have integrity, who are honest, and who are committed to serve. Now, today is a historic chapter in the life of our association. And this has been brought about because of Danny's determination to get the best to serve the Belizean community. So that's why we're here today, this historic occasion. And I would like to say that through Danny, we have another eminent person on board, in fact, two, the Honorable Attorney General and the Crown Counsel. So I like to see this as another chapter, a new beginning of service to the Belizean community. So it gives me the greatest of pleasure to invite my friend, my president, my colleagues, Danny Madrid, introduce our Attorney General.
Good morning, fellow JPs. Honorable Attorney General of Belize, Crown Counsel of Belize is Briana Williams, our Honorable Counsel General for LA, and my fellow JP President from the San Pedro chapter who is here with us today, Mr. Clive Welch. Right here. Mr. Silvano Torres, President of the LA chapter. It is indeed a great pleasure to be here this morning. It's not the first time I've been before you, and it's always an honor to be here. I don't think I have to say anymore. Mr. Roy said everything for me. Thank you, Mr. Roy. But as we JPs know that we were appointed to serve the Belizean people. And through the association, that's what we do. We were born on the 28th of December, 1989, and we have worked the system. We have showed the Belizean public that with good leadership in the association, as we have countrywide, we can make a difference in the little Belize where we live. We have 9 chapters in Belize and 1 in California. And I hope that with the history we're making today, that we can continue to grow and have more chapters here in the USA, because Belizeans really need our services. So I'd like to thank again the Attorney General for being here with this delegation, with you all today. And let it not be the first, but let it continue to happen, because I'm sure that we can work with the Ministry of the Attorney General hand in hand, and we can only do better than what we're doing. It is my pleasure to introduce to you today my friend, the Attorney General of Belize, former Speaker of the House, no other than Honorable Michael Peyrefitte.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Danny. Counsel General Young, you said that your friend Danny Madrid is a determined fellow. I disagree, sir. He's downright stubborn, but in a very good way. The protocol having indeed been established, I will address all of you as brothers and sisters, because that's what we are, brothers and sisters. I must, of course, acknowledge, though, Mr. Young, Thoreau Young, former Counsel General, and Mr. York, current Counsel General. I hope when I reach your ages, sir, which I will not reveal, that I have the passion and the energy that the two of you have, and that I look as good as both of you. I want to thank you, Danny, because as Attorney General, the first meeting I ever had with any local entity was with Danny Madrid. He brought about 1,000 people into my office, and he made it plain to me how he felt about the Justices of the Peace, the association, and how much he desired very much to work with the Attorney General's ministry. He left such an impression on me that I felt I was compelled to act to professionalize a system that has not been, in my view, in the past, before I got there, very professional. I immediately assigned Ms. Briana Williams, a Crown Counsel, to be the person in charge of Justices of Peace for the country of Belize. It was always conducted in a haphazard way within the ministry, but I realized that we needed to add some prominence and significance to the designation, and that is why I said I wanted a person at the highest level in the ministry to be dealing with Justices of the Peace. It is imperative. I want to thank very much, I think it was Tupac Shakur who sang about California love. And I would want to tell him, if he were alive, that California love is good, but there's no love like Belize love in California. The energy I have felt since arriving last night is an energy you don't feel in any other city in the United States where Belizeans live. The passion, the love, the connection with Belize. Last night I saw a friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine, who I had not seen in 33 years. And I hope to catch up with her. I've seen people here that I've only heard about, finally got a chance to meet them. And so there is no love like Belize love in California. Let me especially thank your association here, Mr. Torres, in California. Very few organizations would have the initiative to see how important a conversation would be between a ministry at home, the association abroad, so important enough that you would be willing to sponsor the presence of that government official to come and work here with you. I want to thank you for sponsoring my airfare, for sponsoring the hotel for myself and Ms. Williams, and I felt it was necessary to, as a good gesture towards you, to sponsor from the ministry the airfare for Ms. Williams to be here so she can meet with you and you have a person within the ministry to work with here on out. Ms. Williams has the full authority as Crown Counsel in charge for JPs, and I will be leaning on her, as I do already, very heavily. So that is the person you should work with. That is the person of contact in Belize. However, let me stress very much that the country of Belize, your country, has a representative here in California, in LA, in the person of Counsel General York. It is important that any organization, but one as important as this, to be in constant communication with the Counsel General. I think it's important for him to know what you're doing. It's important for you to know what he's doing so that you can protect each other, back up each other. You imagine a document being signed and some untoward person would want to throw the JP under the proverbial bus. If you have involved the Counsel General, you will have protection, you will have help. I urge you to utilize the office of the Counsel General. Now, why would anybody want to be a JP? There's a question, why would anybody want to be a CIA clandestine officer? You can't boast that you're one. You can't say that you're one. And it's certainly not the pay. JPs don't get paid. They don't make a dime, but yet the responsibility is so great. The responsibility being so great that JPs have come under serious attack in the past few years, especially. And so when we swear in JPs, we have to be very, very careful. And we have put together a law with the great help of Mr. Madrid to ensure that the people who are JPs are of the highest integrity and character, because when you put your name to that document, you are saying that you are certifying that person, and we believe you as the JP, as an outstanding citizen, to be able to say to us as the government, any government, that that person is legitimate. Your authority is an awesome authority. You are, I'll give you a quick one for those of you who don't know, and there's a training tomorrow, Mr. Madrid. As a justice of the peace, you're also at the equivalent level of an inspector of police. You're at the equivalent level of a magistrate. As a justice of the peace, you can sign a search warrant for the police to go into somebody's home to search for illegal activity. You can make arrests. You can, if you believe someone is leaving the country and absconding, avoiding their bail, you can report it, arrest the person, and take that person to the courts. Just the tip of the iceberg. I hope you fully understand what being a justice of the peace is all about. And I hope that you're prepared to take action. As I was watching the presentation, and thanks again to the Church of Scientology for that presentation, Bishop Ogbu said that it's not about talking, it's about action and implementation. We have over 6,000 plus JPs registered in the Office of the Attorney General's Ministry. But according to Mr. Madrid, and we've been checked, there's only a couple hundred who are actually active. So I urge you, the ones who want to become justices of the peace and the ones who become justices of the peace, to use it, to work it, to serve, and not just have it as a collectible item in your drawer to say, well, you're a justice of the peace. It is important that you take the responsibility seriously. We have too many reports of justices of the peace demanding payment for their services. We're having too many reports of justices of the peace don't have the desire to help anybody. You go to them for signatures for help, they're not available and they don't want to do it. I do not think that that will be the problem of the California chapter. I don't think so. Looking at your activity since I've been here and even before I've arrived here, you are interested, you're motivated, and you want to do well, and I want to commend you again, because I've told you before that you are now causing me some headaches. I was called by the Counsel General for New York. And of course, New York always thinks it's better than LA, right? He said, I heard you're in California with some JPs. So yes, I am. He says, well, you need to come to New York next. And I'm sure I will get a call from Miami, from Houston, from Chicago. So what you have done, the Jamaicans would say, you should kiss yourself. But I will ask you to give yourselves a round of applause for starting what can only be a very, very, very good thing and a very good trend. Before I close, I want to say, you know, you always, Mr. Young, Mr. York, you would know as veterans in this world, formal discussions are always less intense and sometimes less important than the informal discussions on the side. Sometimes that's where the real thing happens. We had a full and frank discussion in the room adjacent here to us. It was a discussion that should have happened years ago. But we're here now. We're here now. And this is a new beginning indeed, and there's nothing but good things from here on out. I want us to understand that when you start something fresh, there are going to be growing pains. The people from this building, I am sure, will tell you that when it first opened, for the first week or so, not all the lights came on. The TV didn't work the way it should work right away. The water didn't run the same way. But as you get humming, as you get moving, we become fighting fit, we become organized, we become experienced and efficient. So I want to thank you for having me here today. Congratulations to the new JPs, and I look forward to being in constant communication with yourselves along with the Counsel General here in California. Thank you so much, and it's good to be back in California after 25 years. I was excited to have an In-N-Out burger, but I'm hearing that's not the best. So I'm looking forward to the ones they say are better than that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Attorney General, the Honorable Michael Peyrefitte. Let's give him, once again, give him a big round of applause. At this time, we'll start the swearing of the new JPs, and I'd like to ask our Crown Counsel, Briana Williams. I'll give you a couple of seconds here to get... So after the Leeboy, after the Leeboy don't eat, ask her son, your belly full? He say, no sir, he say, I just can't eat no more. All right. You know. I tell you, you guys think I'm making up this stuff? I can't. Running a restaurant is, one of the toughest jobs I have ever done. But I am grateful that we and happy that we have supplied a restaurant here in Los Angeles where our Belizean people can be proud to bring their friends, family, associates. In the restaurants we have done, it's much bigger than I had ever imagined. We have done baby showers for infants to repasses. We have covered the whole spectrum. And I want to thank you. I'm glad I'm given this opportunity to thank you for supporting us over the years. From me and Ms. Marr. Okay? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please put your hands together for Ms. Briana Williams, Crown Counsel.
Okay, we could start with Ms. Sophia Green.
I think maybe it would be more efficient unless you prefer to do it individually. So we can do it as a group? As a group?
As a group?
As a group. Yeah. As a group, okay. So we will call the names of the people who will come forward, please.
Okay, Ms. Dorothy Fairweather. And Mr. Cruz Ozeeta.
How we will do this is that I will read and then you repeat to me the oath. And for now, all you need to do is to put your right hands like this. And then when I say I, then you will individually say your names. And then together you will repeat after me what I will read. So I, shout man, shout. Don't be afraid. Say your name. You're a justice of the peace. Do swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to Belize, and will uphold the Constitution and the law, and I will conscientiously, impartially, and to the best of my ability, discharge my duties as a justice of the peace, and do right to all manner of people, without fear or favor, so help me God. Congratulations. You want me to come with you, sir?
You're listening to Radio Belize Mix, and you're watching live on Facebook. And we've had a couple members of Los Angeles community, Belizeans who have been sworn as new justices of the peace. The program continues, and in just a few, we're going to be going to another part of the program. I'm not sure what part yet, but I'll let you know that as soon as possible. Given the Counsel General and the Attorney General and also the rest of the folks an opportunity, a little photo opportunity right here at the Scientology place in Los Angeles, Inglewood, California. Let me quickly pan this camera around so you could see what's going on with the rest of the folks here. As they move up to the front. You will be seeing faces of some of the older justices of the peace who have sworn in 2005, being right here in Inglewood, California on this Saturday morning. All this has been brought to you live, courtesy of Radio Belize Mix on Facebook. We're going to continue in just a bit.
Then I wish you all the best. It's your happiness that matters most of all. But if it ever breaks your heart and the teardrops ever start, I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. I'll be there every time you need me by your side to dry away every teardrops that you cry. But if it ever makes you blue, just remember I love you and I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. Latinos, si te quiere de verdad y te da felicidad, les deseo lo más bueno a los dos. Pero si te hace llorar, a mí me puedes llamar, que yo estaré contigo cuando triste estés.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we'll do now is that there were some people who were sworn in earlier, but just to be assured of the fact that they're in compliance with the new legislation, we're going to take the opportunity to swear them over here again today so that there can be no question going forward what their position is. And those people are, come in.
Ms. Darla Paulino, Mr. Philip Rosado, Mr. Silvano Torres, Ms. Joan Greenwood, Ms. Loretta Usher, Mr. Eric Parks, and Mr. Roy Young.
It's very difficult for me to give each of you the microphone, so please, when I ask you to say your name, just say it like we're gonna mark you. I.
Say your name. John Greenwood.
I, say your name.
Eric Parks. Loretta Usher. John Greenwood.
Silvano Torres. Philip Rosado.
Darla Paulino.
Do swear that I will bear true faith. And allegiance to Belize. And will uphold the Constitution and the law. And I will conscientiously, impartially, and to the best of my ability, discharge my duties as a justice of the peace. And do right to all manner of people. Without fear or favor. So help me God. Congratulations. All right. Take a picture with me.
Yes. It's real. Get the picture. Come on.
And then finally, okay. What you do is, after serving a period for a minimum of 10 years, and having distinguished yourself and shown that you have done the work and have been a critical part of the community and have served your community, you can be recognized by the Attorney General without taking an extra oath to be a senior justice of the peace. So what I will do, since everyone here who was re-sworn in, except for Mr. Young, who has already been sworn in Belize, I will, as of this day, declare the people on the stage who just got sworn in to be senior justices of the peace. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
As the night falls into a lullaby, wonderful moments like these. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Say that you love me and you want me to be your bride. What a time in Belize, singing joyous and free. Oh, 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 oh. door.
Love is blind, so make up your mind and start to love me. No one will be as faithful to you than me. Judify, right at me door.
Beautiful, right at me door. If you love me, why not tell me how I can know? Beautiful, right at me door.
Love is blind, so make up your mind and start to love me. No one will be as faithful to you than me.
Beautiful, right at me door.
Radio Belize Live Internet Radio. Let's give them a big round of applause.
I just, any more photo ops? Okay. It gives me the greatest of pleasure to acknowledge my very good friend, Dr. Adrian Gill, Honorary Counsel General for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Dr. Gill, thank you for being with us today. Dr. Gill is a great friend of Belize, and that is so because St. Vincent and Belize, we have so much in common. The Garifuna community in St. Vincent and in Belize. And so I like to think that Dr. Gill is truly one of us. Thank you very much for being here. And I also want to recognize Miss Laverne Smith of Little Belize and of all Belize. And she has been a strong supporter of our organization. And I'm told, and maybe somebody spoke out of turn, but somebody whispered to me, you know, Ms. Laverne has arranged complimentary food for all of us at Little Belize. Thank you very much for coming.
I'd like to call back the Honorable Adrian Madrid. Oh, okay, all right.
Could I invite the Attorney General to do it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, please. Yes. Once again, a round of applause for Attorney General, please. To serve with the pen, which is greater, which is mightier than the sword. This is a certification of appreciation. The Association of the Justices of the Peace and Commissioner of the Supreme Court award these certificates in recognition to Ms. Evelyn Richardson Norman, Associate Member. Ms. Jennifer Arthurly, Associate Member. The beautiful and talented Ms. Wilhelmina V. Young is here. There you go.
All I have to say is I know the AG company was
Miss Leticia Torres. And while he is on stage, Mr. Silvano Torres, JP. Dr. Janet Parrish, JP. Mrs. Loretta Usher, JP. Correction, Senior, JP. And I do not have to be reminded twice. Ms. Dorla Paulina, JP, Senior, JP. Mr. Finance. It's me.
Mr. Fred Dixon, JP.
Baby. And the party continues with Mr. Roy G. Young, Senior, JP. Mr. Philip Rosado, Senior, JP. And I will not repeat that twice. That's my boy over there. That's my family over there. Mr. Ruben Truheke, JP. And last but not least, the lady from San Francisco who has been very supportive of the JP. She's not here, but let's give her a round of applause. Miss Mildred Pakeman Rose, JP. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our delegation, please. Thank you. Gladly, sir. I'd like to call Mr. Clyde Welch. Stand and be recognized, sir. The president of the JP Association in San Pedro. Would you like to say something, sir? I hate to put you on the spot, but you're here. Oh, I just want to also mention that this gentleman, he was supposed to leave on a flight this morning. He was here. I'm sure he's going to tell you what happened. But he decided to stay and to participate in this event. So I really want to salute him and give him a big round of applause.
Boy, what an unexpected pleasure. As I mentioned to Danny earlier, that this is the first time I've been in the company of so many Belizeans all at once. I am Belizean born and I moved to Los Angeles in 1967. I'm dating myself, and the gray hair proves it. And I since returned to Belize in 1994, and I've done that in the capacity as a missionary to my own country. And I currently run a Christian radio station in the beautiful town of San Pedro, Ambergris, and I work with the high school there, as well as I'm involved in a ministry called He Intends Victory, which is He Intends Victory is the HIV/AIDS Christian ministry, really seeking to give hope and encouragement to those infected and affected with HIV. And how I came to be a JP was in my traveling back and forth, I got to befriended these Belizeans in a Mennonite community of Springfield, and getting to know them and really saw their need for almost representation when it comes to signing documents, because they, as most of you know, they call themselves plain people, and they're not really much involved in anything official or government papers and so forth. And so that's how I pursued becoming a JP, and my friends, I've had actually about 10 or 12 recommendations from my friends in the Belmopan, Cayo district. And so I thought, well, let me find out about this. And after finding out, I felt overwhelmed and honored and privileged, because I know that the JP is such a prestigious position, but also one with a lot of responsibility. And so I was honored to take on the challenge, and I was sworn in 2005. And since then, I moved to San Pedro and got more involved in the radio ministry. And Danny, about a year ago or so, because I mentioned to him that our association had gotten kind of dormant, and I guess I spoke too quickly, because before I knew it, I was asked to become president of the association. And it's been a little over a year, a rough year, but we are moving and gaining ground, and really honored to serve with some incredible residents in San Pedro, some true patriot Belizeans, not only San Pedranos, but people who really love their town. And so it's a real privilege and unexpected privilege to be here. I officiated a friend's wedding. I was a junior high pastor years ago in Southern California, and one of my then junior higher got married after 27 years, and so he asked me to come and do his wedding, and then he paid my way gladly, and so with that, I thought, boy, it won't cost much to change my flight, and so I'm scheduled to go back on the red eye Sunday evening instead of this morning. But really an honor and a privilege to be involved with the association, and I'm looking forward to joining your meetings when I'm in California on the second Wednesday of the month. God bless you all, and thank you very much.
This time I'd like to call our JP Secretary, my very good friend, Senior JP, Ms. Loretta Usher, for the vote of thanks. Oh, okay. I'm going to ask your attention for just a few more minutes. President?
Yes. At this time, we would like to present the Attorney General, Senator Attorney General Michael Peyrefitte, for coming down here as a guest speaker to actually teach us a little bit or more of justice of the peace. And I really thank you for coming down here. You made a big difference. And it says here, in appreciation, let's see here. Gotta use me, yeah. I just got, I use this.
He comes to the restaurant all the time and borrow my glasses. You know what I gave him for a Christmas present? A set of 6 glasses.
And I have it. Here you go, Fred. Fred. It says here, Certificate of Appreciation awarded to Senator the Honorable Michael Peyrefitte, Attorney General of Belize, in appreciation of your historic visit to California to participate in the swearing-in of Justices of the Peace. With sincere thanks for your dedication and invaluable support to our association, given on this 29th day of April, 2017. Thank you, thank you. Next, I would like to call on Crown Counsel Briana Williams. Thank you for coming down and swearing in some UJPs. Now we have a contact down in the attorney's ministry. Last but not least, Honorable Adrian Madrid. I know you here all the time to help us out, so we have one for you too. Thank you, Adrian, thank you. At this point, we have every AGM that we've had so far, we've given out 2 awards to the community. It could be from any field, but this year we decided we were going to give the awards to our own people that really deserve it. And today, I would like to call on Dr. Parrish, please. Can you get the one for Mr. Young? Yes. Since you're there, Mr. Young, could you?
This is for him. He's holding his own. Okay, just. Okay, it is indeed an honor to make this presentation to one of our very own. This individual is always extremely, extremely helpful. He has a calm demeanor, nurturing personality, and a wealth of information on the practices and principles of the association. Not only is this individual very informative, but he continues to give freely of his time and talent and treasures. We could not exist successfully as an organization if it were not for his knowledge, his unwavering assistance, and his calm demeanor. On behalf of the JP Association, I'd like our president to present to none other than Mr. Roy Young. Congratulations, and we want to thank you for what you've done over the years, what you continue to do for the JP Association, and I'm sure what you will do in the future. Congratulations. It reads as follows.
It reads as follows.
Oh, we do this together.
Go ahead.
Paul Atherley's Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Roy Young in recognition for outstanding service and dedication to the Belizean government and the people of Belize, uniting the diverse culture as one people, one country. Congratulations from the Justice of the Peace California Association. Okay, let's give it up for Mr. Young.
Last one. Thank you, sir.
You're going to do the...
Many times that there are no secrets in the Belizean community. Well, I think that Silvano and I, we've been talking about, the wording and so on for these awards, and I knew of one. And I said, well, who is that? I know of one. Who is that? No, about it. So thank you very much.
It's say forgot Dola. She goes
Yeah.
dedicated.
Go ahead. On another note, the other award goes to Dorla Paulino.
Darla, come on down, please.
Dorla has been very essential to this association since the 2005. Dorla has been very, 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 very hardworking person with the Consul General's office. She's been there on every meeting. She's been there helping weekends. When there was a passport issue, she was there helping. And she helps at any organization that's there. You can call on Dorla, Dorla will be there. And we decided to give this to Dorla because she's a hardworking. I know she controls the money. She's a little bit tight, but I think she deserves it. So it says Dorla.
I'm wearing my glasses, it's okay, okay? Okay, in recognition of your dedicated services to the affairs of the community and for the civic pride demonstrated for the benefit of the citizens of Los Angeles and the country of Belize. Congratulations, Senior Justice of the Peace, Derla Paulino.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. President.
Oh, they say I'm supposed to say
Yes,
something.
please. We need them to hear you on the radio, yes.
Okay, for this award, it was very unexpected. This award was in my house, well under lock and key, and I didn't know my name was on it. So I want to thank you guys. And I only do what I think the Heavenly Father wants me to do. To be a JP, you have to be strong. First of all, you have to be honest. And if you see something wrong and you think that it's wrong, you talk it over with your other JPs so that you could have a background of what's going on. I want to thank Mr. Young for believing me and my fellow JPs for 12 years for doing the Treasury report and dealing with their money. I know they said I'm kind of hard because I always tell them without the dues, we cannot go forward. We need everybody to pay their dues, and we need contribution from when we do a fundraiser. It's hard, I know it's hard, but I love that you guys trust me, and I'm very proud of myself to do a good job for you guys. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank my kids, my husband for putting up with me every time somebody called. I said, I'll be right back. And then it takes 4 or 5 hours. And my kids, Stacy, Shanice, and my granddaughter, and also my good friend that I always tag along, that every time someone see us, they say, where is your husband? I said, over there. And they ask her, where is your husband? She said, over there. And that's me. So thank you guys for putting up with me for 12 years with your money. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving all the recipients a big round of applause. I'd like to rewind and call my friend, Ms. Loretta Usher, Senior JP, Secretary of the JP Association.
Honorable Attorney General, Senator Michael, I'll begin all over. Honorable Attorney General, Senator Michael Peyrefitte, Honorable Roland York, Counsel General of Belize, Ms. Briana Williams, Crown Counsel, our most valued and distinguished guests and justices of the peace. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion of the swearing-in of Justices of the Peace. I, on behalf of the Belize Association of Justices of the Peace and the entire membership, extend a heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers for gracing our ceremony. I must mention a deep sense of appreciation to the management of the Scientology Center for hosting this event. I take this opportunity to extend our sincere thanks to all Justices of the Peace and associate members who have come from different destinations for their support and cooperation. I also wish to express my gratitude to the Honorable Adrian Madrid, President of the National Association, for his support and encouragement. There are also others that I need to thank specifically. For the delegation from Belize for coming to this historic event. To Nafisa Ford and staff from the Scientology Center, thanks for making this a great event. To Sophia Green for publishing this event in the newspaper. To Will Johnson for airing this event live. And thanks to the associate members, Leticia Torres, Mrs. Wilhelmina Young, Mrs. Jenny Atherley, and Mrs. Evelyn Norman. Thanks for the JP Executive Committee for making this possible. An event of this capacity cannot happen overnight. It requires planning and execution. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness to take on the completion of tasks, especially our chapter president, Silvano Torres, for his undaunted efforts to ensure the success of this event. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to state that we are all most grateful to the delegation from Belize, our executive committee, justices of the peace, and associate members. We thank you for being with us for this historic event. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for your support.
In closing, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to thank you for attending this event. And once again, please give a big round of applause to our visitors from Belize. And we'll see you at the dining table real soon. So long. Thank you so much. Good day.
Oh, yeah, you're listening to Radio Belize Mix. You're watching here on Facebook. We want to thank you so much for joining us this morning for this swearing-in ceremony. And, of course, we appreciate you, as always. Your humble Samuel Johnson saying, it was my pleasure being here. Signing off from Inglewood.